My name is Alisha Tatham, and basketball has impacted my life. It was a Friday morning, and I woke up in a condo. There were clothes everywhere from Two Girls in a Rush. I sat there, and there was basketball shoes in the corner, clothes in the closet over there, and I was really looking forward to this day. I stood up, and I looked around the room, and I thought, my life is certain to change after tonight. I thought back to some of the opportunities and the things that came my way, and I was so excited about the opportunity that I was about to face coming up to this point. I was dressing for this event today was a challenge. I knew that we were going to be shepherded from one location to the next, and I knew that we would be walking and standing all day, so I just wanted to make sure that I was comfortable. Oh yeah, and our outfits, they were designed especially for us. We even went through fittings to make sure of our sizes. And we wanted to make sure that we were all matching when the big day came. The big day was here, and I was ready. When I got up that morning, and I realized that this was going to be one of the biggest days of my life, I sort of looked back at my journey, and I realized it was such a crazy journey moving up to this point. I thought back to all the people that doubted my dream. I thought back to all the people that said, this is too hard, just relax. I thought back to all my friends that were constantly asking me, do you want to go out and party? And my answer was always the same. I can't. I remember walking into the doctor's office that day, my torn ACL, I crushed a bone in my knee, and he spoke to me and he said, Alisha, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm not sure if your knee's gonna quite hold up for this one. But coming out of that situation, I realized what hard work and dedication and a little bit of focus and faith can do, and what you can accomplish just from that. I put all my energy into my training and into recovering from that injury, and I was able to face this day full. We finally got to the stadium, and I stood there and I looked around, and I looked up at the stadium, and I looked at the Jumbotron, and I was looking all around me, and I realized, wow, I'm here. I looked up, and I seen lights everywhere. I looked at everybody in the stadium, and they were waving our flags, calling our names. It was such a proud moment for me. I remember it was so loud in there that I was trying to talk to the person next to me, and I couldn't even hear them speak. That's how loud it was. I then started to realize that out of 250,587 girls that could have been chosen to represent our country on a world stage, I was one of 12 that made it. Thank you. I looked back on my experience and what brought me to that specific time, and I was like, wow, I am at the Olympics. This is something I worked my butt off for. From the age of 15, realizing that this was something that I wanted to do, when I walked in a gym full of women that were accomplishing great things and had such pride wearing Canada across their chest, I said, this is what I want. I had no idea what the journey had in front of me. I didn't know what it would look like. All I knew is that I had a burning desire, and that's all I needed to spark the fire to get lit up for this journey ahead. Now, it wasn't always perfect. It wasn't. I was that girl who was always compared to her sister. Her and I grew up and we played together. We even played in the Olympics together. My sister and I always played together, but people always put that constant pressure on us in saying, who's better? Who scored more points today? Aren't you mad that she got more playing time than you? To us, it didn't matter. My sister and I were each other's biggest supporters and fans. And really, basketball grew us closer together, and our bond was a lot tighter. I was that little girl who looked in the mirror and hated the reflection looking back at her in the mirror. I was tall, I was muscular, I was a natural-born athlete, and I was so worried about how different I looked. How different I looked than all the other girls in my school. But basketball gave me the platform and the arena to be okay and to be confident in my skin. And so I'm so grateful for that, and that's how basketball has impacted me in that way. I was that little girl whose immigrant parents came to Canada looking for a better life, who worked so hard and sacrificed their own lives for the betterment and the future of their kids. A young black girl raised in the hood with a dream and stepped out, a woman with a purpose, to inspire young girls like you, to let you guys realize that anything that you want, it's possible. And if you guys ever have any doubts, just look at me and realize I am a living testament. Where I came from, absolutely nobody thought that somebody like me, and better yet, two of us, my sister and I, can go ahead and see the world, represent our country on a world stage, and to do the things that we did and accomplish the things that we did based on our background and our circumstances. But I decided that that's what I wanted, and that was my goal. So I encourage every single one of you today, anything that you want to do, anything that you want to accomplish, go after it, and go after it with full force. There is greatness within each and every single one of you, and there's a champion in you just waiting to come out. And I encourage every single one of you guys to let that out. My challenge for you today is that you go home, just like me, I wrote down and I said, this is what I want to do. I didn't type it, I didn't text it, I wrote it down. There's power in writing things down. Go home, get a pen and a paper, and write down your goals and your visions for your life. That's what I challenge for you guys today. I want everybody to stand up. I want you guys to do a little something with me today. Take the shoulder of the person next to you, tap them and say, there is greatness within you. And I want you to believe that. Tap the other person on the other side of you and say, I am gonna let it out. Now listen, when you guys go home and you guys write down your goals, stay standing. When you guys go home and you write down your goals and your vision for your life, I'm gonna tell you, there are gonna be some hard times along the way. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I promise you, if you continue going and you keep pushing forward and get past those obstacles, you can't even believe what you will achieve by doing that. So when you get home and you get paralyzed by a little bit of fear and a little bit of doubt, I want you guys to say this: there is greatness within me and I'm gonna let it out. So I want everybody to say that. There is greatness within me and I'm gonna let it out. And I'm gonna Yes. I want you guys to do that one more time, but I want your arms up, okay? We're gonna do. Yes! I want to continue this conversation, so if you guys do decide to take my challenge and go home and write it down, my social media handle is up here. Tweet me, Instagram me, talk to me about it. I want to coach you guys through it. I want to give you some of the tactics that I did on my way to my journey. Thank you guys so much, and God bless.